sometimes you have to go back. But before we got married, my husband wasn't really like this. He was caring, he was all over. Honey, have you eaten? You know, I'm not sure how many of us actually we went through courtship. It's like meals. You take it morning, afternoon, and night. If you don't receive that call, something is not. What is happening, babe? You didn't even call me today. Blah blah blah. Morning, afternoon, and night. But since we got married, please, has it been morning, afternoon, and night? Sometimes it's at work. You've even forgotten. Oh, you are home. The key is under the blah blah blah, or whatever it is. But it really, really shouldn't be like that. The thing is, romance even starts from your wedding day. The real romance starts from there. Let us look at the book of Genesis, how it really all started. We cannot talk about romance without talking about God. More reason why I'm so excited that we have this kind of program in church. We can't talk about romance without God. If we look at it, God is the originator of romance. The sense organs, or let me say the reproductive organs that we have, who created it? God. So while he created it, he already knows the uses of all these things. So an abuse or misuse of it is what is likely to give issues. Imagine if you have a man who is married and then he has maids out there, mistresses one way or the other, just 1, 2, 3, or sometimes you can't even count as many of them that you have out there. It should be one male organ to one female organ. The Bible says male and female created he what? Them. But why do we have men going out? We still have some women, we have women too, right? Who still have extramarital affairs, but it really shouldn't be. But if you ask them, I've had sessions with a lot, and then they tell you, my wife is no longer romantic, she's no longer appealing, she doesn't really look blah, 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 her body has changed. And then the woman will say, well, it doesn't satisfy me the way it used to, I'm never really satisfied. And sometimes we tend to take the past into our marriage. Let's go quickly to the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. It's a very, very popular verse. But I want us to know that it is very, very important. More importantly, I would like to tag this session, have a lovely day. Can somebody say, have a lovely day? Have a lovely day. Have a lovely day. Again, I don't want you to forget that. Sometimes you tell that to yourself, sometimes you tell that to your spouse. Have a lovely day. What is in Amos 3:3? Who is there?
And two work together without agreeing on the direction. Does a lion ever roar in a thicket without first finding a victim? Does a young lion grow in its den without first catching its prey? Does a bird ever get caught in a trap that has no bait? Does a trap spring short when there is nothing to catch?
I don't know what you are going through right now in your marriage, but I want to put a very simple question to you. We all know elevator. Yes or no? Imagine if you were trapped in an elevator with a madman and then the light tripped off. No power supply. Of course, you are already trapped right there. What would you do? What do you think you would do if you were trapped in an elevator with a madman? What? You play along with him. Someone said pray for him. Or, okay, pray for yourself. It is true the Bible says we should pray without ceasing. But I hope you know that the answers you get while praying is also praying. We'll look at the reasons why we actually pray. There are some things you don't even need to pray to get it. But there are some things that he has given us the brain, he has given us the capacity, he has given us everything needed. So there are some things that you need to know to be able to protect your home, to be able to keep your romance alive. Can two work together except they agree? You cannot give to your spouse what he does not want. How many of us still ask our husband what to cook? How many? I do. I really, really do. Because sometimes you will cook some meals and you must have thought, oh, you've given your best, and like, Honey, I'm sorry, I don't feel like eating rice. Shoo. In your mind, you're like, oh my God, with all the stress, do you know I was even tired trying to cook just to make you happy. As in, I don't want rice. Do you have beans? You know how long it will take beans to get cooked? Or maybe pounded yam or anything. And sometimes you'll be angry. But what exactly do we need to keep romance alive? I know a lot of people still weep in the corner and thinking, what else does he want? What else does he want? But there's always a way to talk. I said we should imagine what we will do to a madman if trapped in an elevator. Honestly, you play along till you get your way of what? Escape. But unfortunately, what if this man was not even mad? By the time you play along, you realize that he's not even mad. All I needed to do was just to understand him. All I needed to do was just to observe him. All I needed to do was just not to put in what I have heard from other people, but really listen to him and know his own point of view. So sometimes a home is hot because both parties are what? Mad at the same time. But in their own mind, they are not mad. They are calling the other person what? Mad. But unfortunately, they are already displaying that attitude. Sometimes it is like that. So imagine if your home is already, this session I'm going through now, I'm already taking you through therapy, counseling, and coaching. So just pick it up. Now imagine if what your home is now, you probably do not understand your husband again. You're probably thinking, what else should I do? I need you to relax. Be ready to say, I want newness. You don't even need to leave the marriage. Most of the time, the things that we face and say, oh, the next thing I want is divorce. I want this, I want that. Sometimes divorce is not even the solution. Sometimes you don't know what you're about to go through while you are fighting, you want to go to court. But it is emotionally draining. It drains your self-esteem. It drains your capability. It drains your ability to be able to make things happen. Understand that the man you are in with has never been married. And you have never been married also. So you are both learning on it. You are both learning. It's just like a child trying to crawl, trying to walk. Sometimes they will do what? They will fall. You pick them up. It is just like that. So until you simplify it to that level, you can't expect a different result. Is someone with me? So can two work together except they agree? Until you decide to take agreement with your spouse, you can't exactly enjoy your marriage. Understand this, marriage is meant to be enjoyed. From the book of Genesis, the Bible recorded that, and Adam was what? Was alone. He wasn't lonely. He was busy. He was doing one thing or the other. He had visions. He had missions. He had one or two things to do. But he was alone. God saw the need for it. And God was even reminded, oh, these sex organs that I created, there's still pleasure that he needs to have. And then he created the woman. And immediately he saw her and said, this is the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. Remember the day you shared your vows, you had all these things. And then we all said, with my body, I'll do what? I will honor you. What honor do you give to your husband with your body? Sometimes when he wants to touch you, what do? You don't keep romance alive when you tell him to remove his hand on your body. He owns you, you own him. There is nothing to be shy about. Some married as virgins, some do not marry as virgins, but understand that the moment you got into that covenant, you and your husband, you are one. With no other person. I am this person, I trust God so much that when I pray, I just say, Lord, I commit my husband into your hands. I'm off. I want to sleep. I sleep as early as 8:30 or 9 if I do not have any engagements. But by 12, I'm up. I'm working, reading, praying, doing a whole lot. Sometimes I do counseling because of my clients that are because of the different time zones. I walk that way. So when he's still out, probably he went or trapped in traffic, and my body is already waiting for sleep. Especially when we first got the first year of our marriage, I'm already asleep. Sometimes he will knock. It was so funny, and I thought, but even before I got married, any sound of a pin will wake me up. But this time, there were times that I would just sleep, and then he might be there 30 minutes still knocking. Sometimes I must have called him, honey, where are you? He will tell me, oh, you are even close to the house, and before I know, I had slept off. I say, I'm so sorry. How can you be asleep when your husband is still out there? Seriously, it's a sign of, I don't know what sign it is, but I just couldn't explain it. That's what I was just saying. Are you not worried that I'm still? I said, I don't have to be worried. I've put you in God's hands. They already know they are in God's hands, but they need you to show care. They need you to give them attention. They need you to just say, hello, darling, how are you? These are some of the things that our husbands are really looking at. The things you do to your children. These are the things they want you to do to them. Forget the fact that they are the head of the house. Forget the fact that, yes, they are our father, they are the provider, and all other stuff. The only legal and acceptable romantic lifestyle is with your partner, okay? And then there are constant factor when it comes to romance. One thing is that it has to be very, very consistent. That means, imagine if your husband is like a typical African man, like I said, and then today you ask him, honey, how are you doing? He answered you. That doesn't mean you should not ask tomorrow. The truth is, he will be expecting and he will be noting it. The day you don't say it, is the day you say, I just got back, you didn't even say how are you, you didn't even give me water, and you're like, you should know now, I usually give you, at least I still gave yesterday, I gave you this. Instead of giving all the story, just say, honey, I'm so sorry, how are you? Do you know that will just seal the deal? Rather than giving excuses. Excuse will not make your romance to work. Common factor or can that we have mentioned, we said we are women and we breathe in air to survive. Everyone here, we are breathing in air, yes or no? Your romance should be updated for you to experience continuous enjoyment in your marriage. How often do we update ourselves? I told a couple at such, I think they came in for sex issues and all that. So I asked them, I said, are you missionaries? They said, no. I said, okay, if you're not missionaries, why do you stick to the missionary style? Don't you think that will be boring? I'm talking about sex styles here now. I'm sorry, I just have to be very, very blunt. Before, the day I made this hair, I went to get the weave on and all that. My husband told me, this is the style I want you to make. How many of you actually ask your husband, what hairstyle do you even want on me? And then you are worried about the ladies outside. You didn't even ask him, what hairstyle do you want? What do you want to see me on? Rather, you just do, I think this is what fits me. It is your husband that will even know what fits you more. Because that is what he wants to see on you. So, the story I want to give you here is that I wanted to make my hair. So my husband said, this is what he wants and all that. So I went to get it. So our first son, some of us must have met him here. He just said, while I left, I didn't know, he just told his dad that, I hope mom is not going to buy black hair. So because everyone is just always doing black. Don't they think it is boring? Can't they buy this red? You know, you saw the red on display, blue, green, gray. You know, he mentioned different colors. My husband said he just kept laughing. By the time I got back, he didn't tell me. So later, when they were not in the car, my husband said, do you know what your son said? He explained to me, I just laughed. So by the time I brought out the weave on, when we got to the salon, he needed to see how we just, yay! I love this color, mommy. I said, okay. He said, when you remove this, mommy, please do blue. Honestly. Then I said, after blue, please do red. I said, okay. He said, now, can't we even paint everything rainbow color? Now that tells me something about him. He's not monotonous. He's not stereotypic. He loves variety. And you know that your husbands, they love that. Sometimes we are so engrossed that, oh, this is his best meal, any day, anytime. But sometimes that is not what they want to eat. To food, to how we dress, to how we present ourselves to them daily. We tell them, how may I serve you at the table? Sometimes I just go, I will do a whole chicken barbecue, I will set the table, say, do we have a visitor? Say, we don't have, but we have a guest. We have our king in the house. Say all this for me. He doesn't eat much, but sometimes I will just intentionally set that table. They need to know that you value them. They need to know that they are kings. They need to know that you honor them. Respect is romantic. That's what I'm telling you. There is no man that you respect that will not in the end love you like Christ loved the church. Respect is very, very romantic. It says to them that they are not, that you trust them, you trust their institutions, their decisions, and that you can even give your own essence to them without questioning. Romance is very, very key. Respect is romantic. No man will listen to you. Imagine if my husband said brown. I don't know, this is a color that I don't exactly like. But he said, immediately I felt, wow. I'm like, even right in the mirror, you said me, I don't like it too. But I didn't even bother to say it. But over time, he kept saying it's nice, and I liked it later. People saw it on, oh, PF, your hair is nice. I'm like, okay, really? That means it is nice. If I had said, no, I'm not doing, how do you think he would have felt? He would have felt disrespected. And that's going to be another. They will note it. They might not say anything. But for some, they will flare up. Some will flare up, some, depending on their personality. But some will just note it. This lady does not respect me. And then the devil begins to suggest. Why do you think some men sleep with maids? A maid is always respectful. Not that they don't have... A maid will have what you have. They have your sex organs, yes or no? But there's something you are not displaying to your husband that maids are displaying, and that is respect. Try it for 21 days. I said it's been proven scientifically that if you do something over for consistently for 21 days, it becomes an habit. Or let's say a month. Serve your husband as if you are the maid in the house. As a matter of fact, even the book of Timothy, the Bible recorded that even as a woman, you are the maid in the house. Proverbs 31 woman, she even still woke up to give our maids what? Food to eat. For some of us, we have assistants and then we just put our legs upon our legs. Wambi, come. Have you tried to change the bed sheet? It is the maid that is changing the bed sheet in your bedroom. You won't enjoy it. Your husbands, they will keep note of all these things. They are very meticulous, just like our God. And that is why the Bible will even tell them to love their wife as Christ loved the church, because that is the position they occupy in the home. If you respect God, you will respect your husband. Keeping your romance alive comes with respect. The lady sent a message just yesterday. Thank you so much. In fact, the first, she was still on her way. She just sent a text. Thank you. You were so amazing. But she said they spoke throughout the night. Her husband has not been speaking to her. Said her husband has been keeping malice for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a whole month without talking to her. Said, but that night, he spoke everything he needed. What did I tell her? Go and respect your husband. Sometimes we wake up, we are so used to them. Honey, good morning, they are off. And then you expect him to do what? To have a lovely day. Sometimes you give him eulogies. Kneel down. Me. You are blessed. You are this. My king. My lover. Thank you so much. Even if he does not give you money for soup. Appreciate him. and you will see returns. That is when your prayers are answered. It has gotten to the stage that sometimes even family altar in the house, the husband faces like this, praying. The wife faces the other way, praying. I don't want anybody to hear my prayer. I reject anything to come. And then you keep attacking your husband that he has extramarital. He will, until you come to that understanding that you need to fight for your marriage, not fighting those out there, but you fighting your own attitude to get your husband back. If nagging chases your husband out, do you think nagging will bring him back? It will never, it will not. It is not a way out. Yes, you are hungry. Yes, you are hurt. But look at yourself. What have I done wrong? What have I not done? There is always a balance. It takes two. Men won't beat themselves. I remember I was telling someone, I said, I don't know, if you know you have a sharp mouth, and your husband cannot control his anger, would you rather keep quiet than to say, hey, I know I cannot beat you, but this amount, I will use it, and then he keeps beating you? Would you rather keep quiet before this man will come and you won't see anything called battery. He won't even bother to beat you. But the moment you can't even identify what exactly is going on, whatever he says to me, no. I can't even take in this house. You can't even do this. You can't even do that. My dear, it is submission that elevates you. Submission puts you in that place of influence. Sometimes you don't even need to pray for influence. You don't even need to pray, Lord, let my husband listen to me. He will listen when you submit, as Christ gave you that instruction. He said, women, submit yourselves to your what? Husbands. Let us look at the story of our dear mother Sarah. She called her husband what? Lord. Let me tell you so much power of the influence of Sarah that I learned. Despite the fact that Abraham believed God and it was counted to him as righteousness, one. Despite the fact that Abraham is the friend of God, that God said that there is nothing I will do without telling my friend what? Abraham. See how close and how much of obedience Abraham had with God. Sarah, with her level of influence, told Abraham, please sleep with my handmaid Hagar, so that we can have it. And he did. Yes or no? That is power of influence. Don't forget, she kept calling him what? Lord. That is so much power that you have. And that's why I will not blame Eve, because I think Eve was very, very submissive. That was why she was able to even influence Adam. You have that much power beyond any other woman outside your marriage. Sometimes they say, oh, my in-laws do not allow me rest. My in-laws, with my in-laws, he's so attached to his mother. He's so this, he's so that. My dear, your husband does not need another mother. He already has one. So don't bother to be his mother. You are not his mother now. You are not his wife. You are his friend. You are his helpmeet. He's responsible enough to trust his instincts. Trust it. Show it to him that you trust him. Show it to him that he can protect you. Show it to him that you believe in his strength. Show it to him that you believe in his capacity and his capacity. Sometimes whatever you say, honey, and go it that way. So next time you want to say, honey, no, I think what you said the other time is even better. He will definitely listen to you. But when you have two kings in the house, in the home, I know we should have a king and what? And a queen. But the moment you have two kings, is it not homosexuality? I don't know. And then, you are the king, you are the man. I know I'm not married to a woman. That's why men will keep. A man will face a man now. So the moment your husband is beating, you know that probably you have already made yourself a man in the house. It is a pointer. Get back to your position. You are a woman. That is who God has actually made you. Beautiful, fearfully and wonderfully made. We take sex to be a negotiating factor. If you don't do this for me, no show tonight. 0. When there are others that are ready to even do it without collecting shingban. Yeah. They are ready to snatch that your husband that you say you call useless, that you call good for nothing. They are ready to snatch it without collecting 1 naira from him. Value what you have. Stop comparison. They that compare themselves among themselves, they are not wise. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 12. We are all here and then we start comparing. What's the husband? Are you? No. There is no need for comparison. If we all take our pictures, we all look different. Yes or no? Honestly. So that's why the makeup of each marriage should be different, because these personalities in it, they are what? They are different. But how do you get a wonderful template? It is with God. Like I said, you cannot be romantic well enough without God, because God is a God of romance. God is romantic. I hope you know. He is. He created us. Even the idea of circumcision came from him. He is that detailed. Are we there? Is somebody listening? Let us speak these things. We are in the world these days where it's been said, oh, gender equality, because I'm a woman, does that mean I should not do what I want to? Because I'm a woman, does that mean you can be what you want to be. We have women out there rising. One of my role models, Ipupa Woshika, she is everywhere. The first female chairman of the First Bank. She has a husband. I really do hope you know. Women out there, they have husbands. Ask them their secret. It is submission. Sir will not leave their words. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Commend your husband. Praise him for every little thing. Even if it is pure water he is able to afford. Thank him for it. He will remember. Just the way we do to God. When we are giving God thanksgiving, won't he give us much more? He will. Just that same way to your husband. If you have that, you should go back home, kneel before him. For some of us, the last time we knelt was on our wedding day. The last time we even knelt to give them a cup of water was on that wedding day. Just go. Okay, this is the water. You asked for it and you're still standing. Regardless of what it is, take it. Something my husband say, you don't even need to do all. I say, I understand. I don't need, but you are my head. I need it. It is secret power of influence. Once they are coming, collect the bag. You are tired. At some point, they will say it. My baby, let me just cook for you. Like 2 Saturdays ago, I was asking, but this Saturday on a Sunday, what do you guys want? What do you want to eat? He said, I don't even know. By the time I was already getting, because I was ill actually, but I still tried as much as possible. I just put spag. I said, spag is very easy for me. White spag. Then I'll do fried stew. A very good one. So while the spag, he just came and said, what are you cooking? This is so smell. I said, this is just ordinary spag. I said, okay, what do you want to make? I said, I want to make onion. I just want to do this for you. He said, go and sit down. I will finish it up. I said, are you serious? Do you want me to stay with you? He said, in my mind, I have jumped. I have danced. I've done a lot of taekwondo together. Thank God, because I was actually very, very tired. And then they said, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I went to sit. At intervals, I will go. Do you need me? It's still important. Not that he was never a bachelor before he got married. Do we understand? He knew how to do all these things. They know how to. But the fact that they know how to does not mean that you have to say, you, for today, you are the one that should cook. Me too, I'm tired. I've been cooking, I've been raising children, I've been doing this, I've been doing it. That is your job, please. But just there is a way to do or suggest it and influence it to them. Sometimes they will even beg the children. Honey, please, can you help me so that we will make up with time? Honey, please, can you help me with the children? It's very simple. But instead, as I'm doing this, you two should bathe the children now. Will he listen to you? You are calling for fire. There's nobody that is doing you. No village people. It's your attitude. It's a character. Sometimes we are our own village people. Sometimes you need to look at yourself in the mirror. Are you yourself? Are you that loving person? Will somebody be so happy to look forward to come home to meet you? Do you make it? So that I say you have a lovely day. It starts from the morning. By the time you breathe, you have only good morning. God bless you. God increase you. Cause His face to shine upon you. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for taking care of you. Even if you are the one paying the rent. The thing is, the more you're saying that thing, and you will be looking forward to, what have I even done? Before you know it, you're already sowing the seed for him to want to do more. And while doing more, he's striving at his workplace, and then he's remembering to bring the money home and not to outsiders. Because somebody is already thanking him for what he has not done. It is a challenge, but you have to be consistent, like I said. Consistency. Trust me, God can restore anything. For him to see dead bones, he said, Ezekiel, can these bones rise again? I speak to your marriage can rise again. You can be lovable again. It can be that Romeo and Juliet thing again. If truly you desire it. There is nothing too hard for God to do. He says, is anything too hard for me to do? No. Nothing. Have your own place. Let their healers have their place. Take them in as your own mother. Remove the word love. Instead, replace it with love. My mother in love. Do to your mother what you do to your mother-in-law, what you would do to your own mother. In case you don't have any mother, take her as your mother. If you don't have Abby, for me, I have two mothers. I have my mother-in-law and then my own mother. You take care of them. Your father-in-law cooks too. Cook everything. Take it to them. Honey, you shouldn't do this. Your husband might even tell you not to do it. Please do it. Do it for your own sake. You are sowing that seed and you are laying that example for the bed that you want to lie on. So a lovely day, a lovely night, a lovely time starts from the morning till evening, till it goes. We have a whole book in the Bible, Songs. How many of us do actually read it? Most of the time you just read Ogun. There is no Ogun. Go to your romance. Go to the book of romance. That's what I call it. Songs of Solomon. Yes or no? Go and read it. He said, let our breast satisfy you. Do you satisfy your husband with your breast? Brother, you just take it away. You just shield it. Be confident in your own body and give it to him. For me, when it comes to romance, it is like a marketplace. But in marriage, it is a marketplace, but it's a monopoly market. You have only a buyer and you have only a seller. So for OLX, do what? Sell it. Your only buyer is who? Your only buyer is who? So sell it to him. Let him spend all this money. Tomorrow, he will give. God will always provide our resources because there will always be what? Newness in your marriage. And when you're talking of satisfaction, talk to him how you love to be touched. Communication is very, very key. Communicate everything, but out of respect. Wisdom is what? Is key. Do you even know your own body? Do you know all those things? The Lord will bless us in Jesus' name. Amen. The Lord will cause his face to shine upon us, and he will revive your marriages. In the mighty name of Jesus. I see people who are enjoying their marriage henceforth in the name of Jesus. You know, sometimes you have issues to discuss, there's always a way. Don't talk out of anger. Manage your anger. Anger will not give you good fruits. Is anger, I've read the Bible over it, I can't remember how many times. But till now, I've not seen a verse change in the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 22, about the fruit of saying that, and one of the fruit of the Spirit is anger. Is it there? No. But some of us to justify anger, say even the Bible says that we can be angry. Yes. But should the sun come down when you're angry? No. And this say that you should talk while you're angry. No. The book of James even address your tongue. Some of us, we have named our children. Sorry, our husbands. Our wives, what we should not name them. And then our children will pick it. There was my children just say, Mommy, your honey is calling you. Because the day they say honey, I say, I'm not your honey. Mind you, I am your own mother. There's only one person that has that authority to call me what? Honey. So next time they say, Mommy, your honey is calling you. Beautiful. Honestly, put that line. You can't say, I've seen a whole lot. You know, in marriage, you say, my husband is my husband. Why will my child is my. How will your child be your husband now? My child is my husband. Though. Let me just face my children and I. You have problem. And that problem is you, not your in-laws, nobody. Since I've got married till now, we've not really had time to say, okay, it's just full nuclear family. We've had one in-law or the other, even from my side or from his side. Because we believe it's a mission house. It's a mission home. Our home is a model for others to copy. Can your home be like that? Without forming. Hope the atmosphere in your home is not that tensed. You can control it. You really, really can control it. Sometimes, probably before you got married, the husband used to take you out. There are so many other responsibilities, yes or no? But always find out time for that romance. Ah, honey, you know I've missed this. Honey, you know I've missed that. Talk about it gently. Talk to God. And probably you are, when it comes to sex, you know you are not really that active, or you can talk to God about it. He's a God of what? Romance. God, put in me the hunger for sex for my husband. Help me to be active. No, these are the things I expect you to be praying, not oh God, oh, enemy outside, women outside, blindfold them. Don't waste your energy. How do you dress in the house? Are you the mama in the house? Because you have children, you now tie wrapper up and down. You tie the towel. You go to the kitchen even with wrapper. No! More reason why you should wear your bum shorts in the house. There is nobody that you tell honey, please help me to pick this thing. You just do like this. Like, I see your signs, though. They will see it. Be romantic. Even if you are yard, that doesn't mean you should wrap yourself with yards of clothes. 1 yard is enough. Top and skirt, spaghetti. Just wear it and be fine. Some of us, it is that Iran that you still sleep with on your bed. Sometimes if you go to your room, what is in your room? Spoon, plate, cup, under the bed. All the souvenirs from parties, bam, in the wardrobe. Madam, make your bedroom romantic. From the kitchen to the bathroom, scents, perfume, everywhere. Be neat, be clean. Cleanliness is even next to godliness. It's been said. Have that peace. Present yourself well, not just when you are going out. Sometimes I'm at home, I use my lip gloss, I use my... On my husband, are you going? I'm not going out though. So why are you out? For you now? I won't dress for you. Today is Saturday. In their mind, la la le Friday. Yes or no? What happens in your house, la la le Friday? Is it always vigil 247? You pray together and our hands together. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Revive your marriage intentionally. Are you with me? Yes. And the Lord will bless you. You will enjoy it. Honestly, you will enjoy it. It won't take you anything. Anything. You just said, after I run around, one of my feedbacks, she just said, after I run around, you can't believe it, he just took me out. And that was one of our excuses. She said, he doesn't take me out anymore, he just doesn't care, he doesn't. I said, he does. You are the one who is not getting the signal. It didn't take her 2 days. She saw me on Tuesday, and as at, what's the day? Today is Saturday. As at Thursday was when she said they went out. She said she don't even ask that she wants to go out. Your husbands, they know what you want. But when you don't give them what they want, they won't give you what you want. Even what you need. Give submission, you will receive what? You will receive what? Love. They understand. May the Lord bless us. I think I have to wrap up. I think it's time for questions and answers and all that. So I have a whole lot of work. But always have a lovely day.